Kristen White here in Tampa, Florida at the Be Legendary event, here with so many experts from around the world. And I'm here with Barbara Weber, who is a spirited child expert. Barbara, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So can you define for me what a spirited child is?
Well, I think children come into our universe full of spirit. You know, they kind of know the truth of their being. They're ready to express themselves, and then they get fearful messages, and they get messages about they're not supposed to be this or that. So raising a spiritual child is about giving them the tools and techniques and support to be their greatest self.
What do you think happens to children? You know, I see that. Like, I've had 4 children myself. So they come in, they're so shiny and happy and radiant. And then some go on and they're still thriving and successful, but others retreat, they pull back.
Right. Well, I think every human being, as we know, has grown up, we can look back and say, when I was 6, this happened, and we misinterpret events. You know, someone's mean to us or treats us a certain way, and we say, there's something wrong with me that happened. And I've taught, my child's 14 now, but you know, there was a time when somebody was not so nice to her, and she said, Mommy, why are they being that way? And I said, well, let's make up all the reasons we can. What could it be? Because she thought it was something about her. It had nothing to do with her. It had to do with that person's experience. So once she could disassociate from that, she didn't take it personally anymore. She said, oh, he must have been having a bad day, or maybe somebody was mean to him, and it changed her world. So little pieces of information like that, I think, unlock the truth for the child, for them to go back to loving who they are and loving life and being compassionate and being empowered and, you know, grabbing life by the horns and going full force.
So now you work with parents who oftentimes may have a child who is standing on the sidelines and don't know how to get back in. What's your advice to them?
Well, I think you have to know your child. And so the first book I wrote was called Feeling Loved, and it was about how every child feels loved differently. My daughter really likes when I tuck her in at night and rub her face. You know, another child might like that you spend time with them. And I think we're often trying to give love in the way we like it rather than the way that it needs to be received. So anytime we're wounded, I think we have to remember that we're loved. So if you know your child, you can say, oh, they seem to be having a rough time. Let me build up that love again. Let me make them feel a little better about themselves, and then they might begin to talk to you about what happened. They almost never tell you what you want to know. You know, you
Mom, by the way.
That's right. What happened today? Nothing, right?
Right.
But once they're warmed up and once they feel safe, and once they know they can communicate with that parent about whatever's going on without judgment, you know, it opens up communication.
I think you raise a really interesting point, not just about children, but about adults. Like, each one of us recognizes, receives, interprets love through different channels.
Absolutely.
So how, as an individual and as a parent, can we decode the way that our children want to be loved?
Well, in Feeling Loved, which is for younger kids like K through 3, it's a teddy bear family, 5 little bears, and they're all totally different, but they have the same mom. So they each say, well, this is what I like and this is what I like. But the oldest bear goes around and says, why are my brothers and sisters different? Or are they like me? And so you can have that conversation by reading the little book. This is some of the characters you can see. The cover is going to change. But, you know, Lily likes to be hugged and kissed. And this is great. I love this little bear. He's creative and he loves when you say, oh, you're doing such a great job. So, you know, even if you talk about, you know, what makes you feel happy, you get a little clue, or just watch them. Or you can just read the book. You just read the book, and then they'll tell you what makes them feel loved. And I made little bookmarks, which I really love. And so you take the bookmark and you give it to your child, and you say, would you fill out in this bookmark what makes you feel loved? What is it that I do for you or with you that makes you feel loved? And then you take it back as a keepsake. So when you see your child come home from school and they're having a bad day, you go, well, I remember what they wrote in that bookmark. You know, so they need my time, or they need my hug, or they need whatever it is.
So you clearly are an expert at working with parents so that children can embrace this unique inner spirit. Where can a parent who's watching this, because I know there's lots of parents out there who will say, she gets what I'm going through. Where can they find you?
Well, I have a book. All my books go on teddybearbooks.com, and there's a hyphen in between, teddy-bear-books.com. And so that's a good entry-level point. And then I'm building up some products for parents that's going to help them, and teachers, because face it, our kids are around our teachers all day long. And so they need to understand what's going to motivate the children and what's going to activate them. So I'm really hoping to create a community of people that know that every child is a spirited child. And we just need to understand them and create that love and that bond that lets them flourish. Because, every parent, I think, wants to have a happy, healthy kid.
Absolutely. Barbara, thank you so much for being here and sharing with us your wisdom and your book, Feeling Loved, Teddy Bear's Story, one of the many experts here at the Be Legendary event in Tampa. So next time we need to see you here. Thank you. What a wonderful book.
Thank you.